Communication Arts Center in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. This is UWSP News Team.
Good afternoon and welcome to UWSP News Team. On our broadcast today, we interview Greg Summers, Provost and Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs at UWSP, about the impending budget cuts.
Follow us down into the tunnel of oppression as we learn about little discussed issues affecting students and the community.
But first, we want to make decisions for the campus and become involved, then the student government is for you. Some students may not be familiar with what student government does on campus. SGA is an association that works on behalf of students to help deal with campus issues. Leah Abey, the chief of staff of SGA, says the association welcomes students of all academic years and encourages as much participation as possible. Abey says that the more voices the better, and with more participation, many more sides can be heard. To learn more about SGA, visit their office in room 52 of the DUC or visit their website at uwsp.edu/SGA.
With UWSP's potential impending loss of 25% of the state's support, preparation involves possible cuts to some major services on campus.
With UWSP's potential impending loss of 25% of its state support, preparation involves possible cuts to some major services on campus. Officials have been discussing the possibility of cutting career services and the Student Academic Advising Center. The center helps students decide on a career path and develop educational plans, and career services help students locate jobs, internships, and grad schools. Angie Kellogg, director of both services, expressed her concern about these specific cuts.
Obviously, the depth of the cuts is extreme this time, and so there's a lot of really difficult decisions that had to be made, and one of them that is proposed is that the Student Academic Advising Center and the Career Services offices be closed.
Staff in the departments, such as John Zock, a counselor at Career Services, are not only concerned for their jobs, but for the students who wouldn't be getting the resources that would be lost should the departments be cut.
You know, it scares me a little bit as a parent not to have academic advising in there to guide her in a way. Spending an extra semester or another year, as you guys know, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of effort.
Chancellor Bernie Patterson said everything is still on the table, but administration has heard convincing arguments from those advocating to reconsider cutting the services.
Career Services presents a greater challenge than advising because that's a harder service to deliver outside of Career Services office.
Career Services is a very valuable tool here on UWSP campus.
Getting rid of career services does both good and bad for the student population. Good being as in it looks much more impressive when you put on a resume or you say in an interview that you found the job through either classifieds or actually sought out the job yourself instead of basically being handed an application online.
For more state budget proposal updates that could affect you, stay tuned to UWSP News Team. For Michaela Hilgart, I'm Christopher Gideon.
Stay tuned to UWSP News Team for more state budget proposal updates that could affect you. When we come back, Greg Summers, the provost at UWSP, will give us his take on the situation.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 and $125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. Today we're joined by Greg Summers to discuss the impending UW system budget cuts and how this could potentially affect our campus. Greg, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today.
Pleasure to be here.
We're happy to have you. First of all, there's been a lot of speculation, just I guess with the budget cuts in general. And one of our first questions was, what are some of the reasons behind potentially cutting career services and student advising?
Well, the proposed elimination of career services and student advising came as part of a much larger budget reduction proposal. In academic affairs, we're looking at close to $6 million of reductions. The career services and advising units would involve about $900,000 or a little less of that reduction. So what folks need to understand is that there are really no good ideas in this budget reduction planning, and we're only left with really terrible ideas, and that's kind of a hard place to be. We're potentially losing 20-some faculty positions, along with many, many other cuts to our supplies and our program array and things of that sort. So the advising and career services came as part of that overall reduction plan in an effort to try and save as many teaching positions as we could, because we have such a large entering class coming in next fall, the largest class this university has seen for many years. We're a little concerned that we're going to be able to teach those students, and we're trying to preserve as much of our capacity to teach as possible.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Is there a plan then for another service to take the place of that, or how will that kind of be sucked up into the university?
Well, the proposed reductions were only ever proposed reductions, and one of the things that we've done since first circulating that idea and getting the staff involved in talking about it is immediately starting to think about what are the other options, what are the plan Bs. And so we've had a group within advising and careers working on an alternate proposal for quite a few weeks now, and we're trying to find a way to figure out how to budget that plan. So that involves maybe redesigning the offices and combining operations and cross-training folks, along with a staff reduction that's much smaller, so we can try to preserve as much of the core functions as possible. So it's been an exercise in trying to figure out what is really core, what's irreplaceable, what do we absolutely need to keep, and then how do we do it.
Okay. What has been, I guess, the general reaction either among faculty, teachers, or students to this?
Almost universally, everybody thinks it's a bad idea, and I agree. That's the problem. We only have bad ideas. You know, I think everybody can imagine how we might be able to distribute the advising load around campus. Faculty advise already, and so expecting departments and faculty members to take on a larger advising load has been part of that plan. The career services functions are much more difficult to replace. So that's been part of our conversation about, again, trying to figure out what is core and what do we think we absolutely need to keep to serve students well.
Okay. Did this plan, did this come from anywhere else? Was this modeled after another university, or was this just something that you guys just came to the assumption that?
Not in particular. We've been cutting budgets here for my entire career here. You know, 15 years we've been in budget reduction mode, and for many of those budget exercises we've imagined, well, how do we trim a little bit and try to preserve our functions? I think we've reached a point with this proposed reduction where to trim a little bit actually damages the core function in many of our areas so much that it's better to let the whole thing go. And that's really the kind of conversation that we've been having, not just about careers and advising, but about everything that we do. What do we need to keep doing? What should we be willing to let go? That's been really the conversation, and that's where this particular idea came from.
Okay, okay. Well, do you have anything else to add about the budget cuts in general, or about career services?
I just want students to know that we're working hard to try and preserve the academic experience and preserve the student support that they're accustomed to. We're really anxiously awaiting the legislature's decisions on what the final cuts are. We're all hoping that those reductions are themselves reduced and that the impact is lessened, and we're just awaiting that news from the legislature.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see how this all pans out, but thank you so much, Dr. Summers, again, for taking the time to meet with us
Pleasure
today.
to be here.
We appreciate your expertise.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. Well, thank you so much again for taking the time to meet with us again today. The budget won't be signed by the Wisconsin legislature into law until June, so we'll follow that story as it develops.
Some say the quality of safety on UW campuses will decrease due to the new sexual assault report protocol proposed by Wisconsin legislature.
There are many concerns surfacing on University of Wisconsin campuses this semester regarding Governor Walker's proposed biennial budget, as the implications affect a wide audience. Walker's budget includes a proposal to make the UW system a public authority organization, meaning it would receive less oversight from the state of Wisconsin. Due to this model, UW colleges will no longer be required to report the number of sexual assault cases that occur on campus to the Department of Justice on the state level. In a public statement, Governor Walker's spokeswoman, Laurel Patrick, explained the requirement is being removed because there is already a federal reporting protocol for sexual assault on campuses. UW Stevens Point Student and Women's Resource Center Promotion Coordinator Lauren DeLaunay believes removing the requirement will be a step backwards in the goal to end sexual assault.
The state and federal reporting system of sexual assault is in place for a reason. Cases of sexual assault are often mishandled and misreported to begin with, so I think that this will be a detriment. The new requirement, along with the biennial budget, will only take effect if they are voted into law by the Wisconsin legislature by July 1st. Reporting for UWSP News Team, I'm Janice Loy.
The new law requirement, along with the biennial budget, will only take effect if they are signed into law by July 1st.
After the break, we'll get an inside look at the Residence Hall Association's annual Tunnel of Oppression. Stick around.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until there's no secret that laughter makes you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has found their way out of this dangerous, but it will be safe to keep your distance until they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back. Recently, the Residence Hall Association had its annual Tunnel of Oppression demonstration, where actions and words can speak volumes. That's why a local group on campus wants to raise awareness about the impact that our decisions can have on others. UWSP News Team's Christopher Gideon has more.
Bringing dark issues to light. That's the goal of the Tunnel of Oppression. With just under 400 students attending the tunnel last year, even more are expected to partake in the sensory experience this year. In just a few hours, this basement will be transformed into an experience that many will come out changed by, with a new perspective on the world.
I was very moved the first time I went through it last year, and I just think it's an incredible experience.
The event, hosted by the Social Justice Issues Committee, is modeled after similar programs across the country, featuring passive and active components that will focus on the untold sides of racism, sexism, and domestic violence. The SJIC added topics such as divorce and body image to this year's lineup.
We hope that students will take away some new information, and that's going to look different for every person that goes through it, because we all have our own baggage, our own experiences that we're dealing with. So there's some things that are going to be very impactful to students.
To me, it's the raising of awareness of something that a lot of people take as a joke, or some people don't take as seriously. It's branching out and creating something that connects a lot of different issues into one big tunnel.
The 45-minute experience in the basement of Prey Sims Residence Hall portrays the different themes through mediums such as posters and various derogatory terms scattered across the walls, as well as demonstrations and skits.
If you love me and you would stay.
Should sleep in my place tonight.
Don't do this right now.
I think it would be a good idea if we have a little bit of space.
Stop it!
The experience ends with a debriefing session with a professional counselor to help participants put their reactions into words.
And so it's the ability to talk about some of these things that are harder to deal with, or things that sometimes we think we're alone in dealing with or having seen, but to really showcase that we're not.
Mary hopes the tunnel of oppression will be around for many years to come, always bringing dark issues to light. For UWSP News Team, I'm Christopher Gideon.
Sold for $8.50.
The Social Justice Issues Committee is using their actions and words even after the event is over to have more of an impact and a turnout for next year's tunnel.
And join us after the break when we look at the news beyond Stevens Point.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. It is now time to look into what is happening across the globe. 4 people are dead after a shooting in Mencha, Wisconsin, Sunday. Officers respond to the Trestle Trail Bridge after reports of shots fired. 5 people are shot. 4 are dead, including the suspect. 1 woman is being treated for injuries at the hospital. She is listed in critical condition. The suspect was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. No word yet on what may lead to the shooting, but police say it appears to be random.
And Texas officials say 2 men were shot and killed outside an anti-Muslim event in Garland, Texas. Police say 2 suspects pulled into the parking lot and began shooting. A security guard reportedly returned fire and was wounded in exchange. Police are searching the area amid reports that there was another suspect. They also checked a suspicious vehicle for explosives. The event where the shooting occurred was billed as a drama Muhammad contest and featured Dutch politician Geert Wilders, who was known for his anti-Muslim views. The American Freedom Defense Initiative, which organized the event, offered a $10,000 top prize for the best character. Representations of God or Muhammad are considered offensive in Islam.
The parade is in honor of the newest British princess named Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. The daughter of Prince William, Duchess Catherine, was born on Saturday. On Monday, dozens of royal horses made their way to London's Hyde Park in honor of her birth. Her full official name is Royal Highness Princess Charlotte of Cambridge. Princess Charlotte is at home in Kensington Palace with her parents and older brother, Prince George.
When we come back, we'll take a look at the success of the UWSP curling and hockey teams this past season.
turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. The success of the Stevens Point sports program continues as both the curling team and the hockey team made their national championship games. UWSP News Team reporter Austin Sherpke has a story.
I firmly believe things happen for a reason.
University of Wisconsin Stevens Point men's head hockey coach Chris Brooks lives by this motto and has led his team to yet another successful season here at UWSP. Coach Brooks takes a look back at this previous season.
Our season went really well. You know, we knew that it was going to be a tougher road and a higher hill to climb, and you know, we're extremely proud to get back to that national championship game again, and sure would have loved to have, you know, came out on the better side, but again, an unbelievable experience and a great accomplishment for our team.
Coach Brooks also offered one final message to those graduating or leaving the team this year.
Yeah, well, I told them, I said, you know, they got to take great pride in the impact that they made in our program.
The UWSP Curling Club has also brought home a national championship to the university. Club member Kylie Abel talks about her experience winning the national championship.
I guess it was kind of surreal. I was like waiting to see what would happen, and then they called it, and I thought, oh my God, we just won nationals. And I teared up a little bit, and just all the stress I had from the entire weekend just left.
The University of Wisconsin Stevens Point Athletic Department has had great success this year. From the curling club and the men's national basketball championship win to the national championship appearance by the UWSP men's hockey team. Area schools like Spash have also gotten in on the glory in winning their basketball championship this winter. I'm Austin Sherpke, UWSP News Team.
Well, this has truly been a great year for sports at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, and we can only guess what the future will bring.
With the 2014 and 2015 academic year coming to a close, UWSP News Team seniors take a look back on the highlights of their time in college. Reporter Noble Runman has the story.
I'm here today talking to some of UWSP News Team's very own seniors about their time at the university.
So what was your favorite part of being at school in Stevens Point?
I think my favorite part was working for the intermodal department here on campus. I started my freshman year right away in the fall. I've been here 4 years. I've met some amazing people.
Well, UWSP has really grown a special place in my heart, and it's got that small town atmosphere, but it's bigger than where I'm from, and I had a very good experience with classes and meeting people and professors and all that.
All my friends went to Milwaukee, and I had a decision to either follow them or, you know, take a risk and go to college by myself.
Do you feel like there's anything that you're maybe leaving behind, or what are you most sad about that?
I would say the really good friendships that I made, that'll be hard to leave.
It's a good community of people. There's live shows going on all week and weekends, and there's just always something to do, and I think I'm definitely going to miss that.
The campus itself and the community around us, I feel we're very lucky and blessed here at the university to have such great relationships with not only the students on campus and faculty, but the community as well.
What are you most excited for after you graduate?
I am most excited to relax. These last 4 years have definitely been a marathon, and I'm definitely excited just to relax and enjoy my summer.
I look ready for that next chapter of my life, and I feel UWSP has prepared me greatly for that, and very thankful and look forward to going off into the world.
I'm very excited to start my career. I came to UWSP to gain a degree that would allow me to get a job, and I have gotten a job that is exactly what I wanted.
For UWSP News Team, this is Noble Runman reporting.
Well, we are definitely sad to see our news team leaving, but Laura, what are your plans after graduation?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. First of all, we are definitely going to be missing this news team class. We've learned so much. I guess
we went through a lot.
Whole semester we went through a lot, but yeah, after graduation I am staying in town and I have an internship that is going to hopefully turn to a job. It's a full-time internship, so hopefully that'll turn to a job after graduation.
Very
so I
nice.
call that a success if it's a paid
I would definitely call
internship.
that a success.
Yeah. What do you have lined up?
Lots of sleeping.
Yes.
Lots of sleeping. I definitely have been tired, but I'm just excited to sort of let myself to relax a little bit. You know, I'm going to be working downtown and everything, but I'm going to definitely allow myself just to relax. It's going to be sad to see all my friends go. I'm sure it's the same for you.
Yes. Well, I'll actually be staying in Point, so a lot of people are going to be leaving me, but
right.
I think it'll be interesting. It's been such a long 4 years, and it seems like the semesters are starting to drag on a little bit, but hopefully we'll be able to
kind of sneaks up on you,
wrap that
though.
up. Yeah, it does.
Like
I
definitely think like these last 4 years, like they've been long, but they've been really quick too. I can still like remember like my first day on campus and like my first friend I met and everything.
And those are the best memories, and those are the memories that you'll have for the rest of your life. So
yeah, I'm super excited.
It's an exciting time of our lives. So, well, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon on UWSP News Team. I'm Laura Braun.
And I'm Amy Markham. Tune in next time for more issues affecting you and your community. Good night.